Hi everybody, it's me Jill and welcome to Jill Informed. This is my pumptini. Why do I keep pretending this is going to be a mini recap of Vanderpump Rules when we all know I can't shut up about it. I can't seem to figure out how to make it short, but I'm always so hopeful. This is my recap of Vanderpump Rules Season 10, Episode 10. It's all happening. Again. Yep, that's right. As one of you guys pointed out, Scheana has managed to get another wedding paid for by Bravo. We are in Mexico, we're in Cancun, and this week we pick up right where we left off last week with the kiss heard round the world. Schwartz and Raquel, those two lovebirds, I think they're gonna go the distance, guys. Yeah, they kissed, they made out, I guess. Briefly. That's right, Schwartz finally agrees to spite Katie and go ahead and finally indulge in Sandoval's sloppy seconds, while Raquel has agreed to take one for the team and throw people off the scent of her and Sandoval. Listen, I have pretty much consistently put the lion's share of the blame on Sandoval, but the glee with which Raquel does this and then goes and laughs with Ariana, it's so devious that I feel like there must be something deeply wrong with her. This is not a girl who has fallen hopelessly in love with her best friend's boyfriend, and is just torn up inside. No, she is joyfully playing people. Forget that she acts like she wants to be in the group and be friends with Katie, and then she goes ahead and tries to get Schwartz to kiss her. Forget that. She convinced Ariana that they were good friends for months after she was already in a relationship with Sandoval. She still hung out with Ariana. How? How was she able to do that? I don't know. Anyway, whoever these people are here, they're cheering for them while they kiss. So Raquel suggests that they move someplace more private and they go around this little fence to kind of where the pool area is. Meanwhile, the fun bunch goes to one of the bars in the area for a drink. Schwartz and Raquel are making out a little bit more. In her confessional, Raquel said, "I feel giddy, happy, excited. Schwartz's kisses are soft and sweet. I feel like this maybe could be something." You mean like a decoy? Yeah, I guess, temporarily. Schwartz is going on and on again about how this feels illegal. And Raquel's like, Katie hates me already anyway, so we might as well. And Schwartz goes, "Well, I'm never going to tell her. You don't tell her either." Okay, what about that group of people back there that were cheering you on? Or, the camera crew. How about them? You want them to keep it a secret too? And also, why are you so awkward? You're almost 40 years old. Why are you acting like this is your first kiss ever? So strange. All right, so now the fun bunch all move to Lala's room, which turns out to be much bigger than anybody else's. I don't know how she managed that, but yeah. I'm actually just trying to wrap my head around Katie and James hanging out together. I mean, I guess the enemy of my enemy and all that, but still. So anyway, Lala's phone rings and it's Scheana. So Lala puts her on speaker while the fun bunch all stays quiet, which I don't think was very cool, but whatever. Scheana would like to know where Lala is. And she's like, "I went to dinner and now I'm in my room." I have to just say, the fact that Scheana even has time to berate Lala for not being at every event leading up to her wedding, it's so bizarre to me. Why is Scheana not too busy to notice? I don't know. You have a lot of guests there, and you have a lot of things going on, and a whole lot of parties. And also, Lala's sober. So maybe she wants to avoid some of the drinking stuff, I mean, that isn't why, but I'm just saying I might cut her some slack for not going to everything. It's not like she's a bridesmaid. She's just one of the guests. I don't know. It's just, listen, it's like picking at a scab, the fact that Lala is spending time with Katie during her wedding trip. And it's like she's just having a hard time getting over that, I guess. Scheana was never one of the cool kids or whatever. And I think it's just something that even though You know, she's got a husband and a baby and lots of family and friends that love her. It's like always going to be this like thing that sticks in her craw. I don't know. Anyway, Scheana tells Lala that she saw where she was sitting at dinner, and she's wondering if Lala caught Schwartz and Raquel making out. Scheana's like, because everybody was saying that it happened, but I did not say that. I was talking to Clint, my friend that I wanted to introduce to you, when I heard a cheer break out. Okay, so that might be another reason why Scheana's annoyed, because she probably had this guy she wants to fix Lala up with. Anyway, Lala's like, okay, that's really dirty. So you have to find out if that really happened. Now, I believe that Scheana knows, or at the very least suspects, that Lala is still with Katie. And I'm pretty sure Scheana knows that even if Lala isn't with Katie right now, she will pass along this information to Katie. So that may also have been, you know, maybe the real purpose for Scheana's call. Just kind of stick it to Katie. Maybe. I don't know. But girl, it's your wedding celebration. Take a night off from this gaming. You know, you don't have to be a wingman for Schwartz at your own wedding celebration. I mean, look, say what you want about Katie, and I will, because Katie annoys me. But, you know, Scheana kind of started it this season with trying to get Schwartz's mojo back with Raquel. Even if Katie did say, I want Schwartz to have sex with other people and move on, she didn't mean with Raquel or anyone in the group. And it wasn't Scheana's responsibility to be the person to help Schwartz move on. Scheana should have stayed out of it, but she didn't. And Raquel took the bait because I guess it was too perfect not to. It was the perfect alibi to take the heat off of her and Sandoval. And you know, Katie is here in Mexico as a retaliation for that, which I also don't approve of. She's there specifically to be a wet blanket on Scheana's wedding festivities, always lurking nearby with a sour look on her face, making sure Schwartz is uncomfortable, pulling Lala's attention away from Scheana. She doesn't have to be there. They're both wrong. As much as I think Scheana had no business being Schwartz's wingman, Katie has no business being here in Mexico. Not at this resort. Also, I don't think Katie realized that by being there to make Scheana and Schwartz miserable, she's making herself pretty miserable by having to watch all this from the sidelines. What is that phrase about hatred? Hatred corrodes the vessel it's stored in. That's what's happening here. That's why I'm ironically calling Katie and Christina Kelly and whoever happens to be hanging out with them the fun bunch. They look miserable. Happy birthday, Christina Kelly. Quite a celebration for you. All right, so they hang up and Katie is visibly upset. And James is pissed, although he might want to tone it down a little in front of Allie. You know, the love of his life. Maybe don't get so upset about Raquel kissing someone else. Katie says she feels like someone punched her in the gut and then kicked her in the face. Ouch. All right, so now Scheana calls back and she's with Brock, who has seen everything. Brock's like, yeah, we all saw it. Lala, why would people cheer for that? And Brock says, because people want to see Schwartz happy. With Raquel, though? So anyway, Lala calls Raquel a disgusting swamp creature, and Scheana's like, no, we're not going to go there, okay? So I will talk to you tomorrow. I'm just bummed that you missed some of the special moments tonight. Okay, bye. So Katie and Christina Kelly go back to their room, and James needs to shut up now. I knew Schwartz had massive hearts for Raquel. Like, who doesn't? Oh. Well, maybe hopefully you. Allie and James leave and go in their room. We check back with Schwartz and Raquel. Schwartz is like calling it a night. He goes back to his room with his galaxy light. And Raquel joins the rest of the party that has moved now to Scheana and Brock's, like the suite they're staying in. Sandoval's like, Raquel. Okay, Ariana, I think, is pretty drunk at this point. She doesn't know why he's doing that, but she's annoyed with him. He's like, Tom, stop. You're acting weird. Why do you keep yelling Raquel? And he goes, she just made out with Schwartz. Ariana, you what? And then Sandoval and Raquel look at each other like this. Like they just pulled off the most genius redirect in history. Mission accomplished, psychos. Raquel explains to her what happened, and she's like, and then everyone started cheering. Ariana, people cheered? In Ariana's confessional, she says, Katie, things were going okay. Katie was on her side of the resort. James and Raquel seemed like they were cool. Now, we're right back where we started, if not 10 feet underground. Oh, Ariana. You don't know the half of it. So Sandoval jokes, here's Tom's room key. Ariana's like, Tom, you are the worst. Yes, Ariana, he is actually the worst. So now everyone jumps into the pool. Ariana takes off her dress. I mean, we saw this in the mid-season trailer, but unless we're going to see more of this in flashbacks, we really didn't see that much in this scene. I don't know if it got cut after the mid-season trailer was cut. I don't know, but we barely see any of the, like, in the water. But there's a bunch of people laughing and dancing, and there's music, and they're swimming and all that. And then we cut to the fun bunch. Yeah, it looks like the aftermath of a funeral. It's just Christina Kelly and Katie in bed. Again, happy birthday, Christina Kelly. Lala comes in to be miserable with them. Katie has already texted Schwartz, who's asleep with his galaxy light. So he's got that to look forward to when he wakes up. All right, it is the next morning now. Scheana, Raquel, Scheana's sister, and Ariana are at the spa. Other people were supposed to be there as well, including Lala. We could see that there was like a little station with their names on it. But a lot of people didn't make it, because it was a late night the night before. They're like making their own scrubbing salts and stuff like that. I don't know. Whatever. The four of them are chatting. And Scheana said, I can't believe last night wasn't the actual wedding. Everyone's like, oh, I know. That was so fun. It was like the best party ever. And Scheana said, that's why I was so upset that Lala wasn't there. It was the biggest event of the entire trip. And you didn't even stop by to say hi. And then Raquel, without an ounce of irony, says, yeah, that's not a good look. Well, you would know. Scheana doesn't like that Lala is splitting her time between her and Katie during her wedding weekend. And you know, I do get that. Could you imagine if this were reversed and this was Katie's wedding weekend? No. She would be so pissed that Scheana decided to come and crash it. And if some of her guests were going to hang out with Scheana, Katie would have a fit. So yeah, listen, no part of Katie being there is okay in my book. It's too close. They offer to give you your money back. Go somewhere else. Anyway, then they talk about the kiss, and Raquel would like to switch things up and have Schwartz be the groomsman that she walks down the aisle with. And I guess that's going to happen because Scheana's like, I'm okay with that. Future cringe alert. Ariana, in her confessional, says, I'm starting to think Raquel might actually have feelings for Schwartz. Oh, honey. She says she's acting like she's living in some rom-com, and I think she's the only one in it. She's not the only one in it. I mean, it's not so much a com, but like, yeah, I wish she was the only one in it, Ariana. I really do. All right, so now we check in with James and Allie, who were on the lazy river. Now they're hanging out by the pool, and Schwartz comes by. Hey, guys, what's up? What'd I miss last night? And James is like, are you kidding me? What? And he's like, you made out with Raquel? And he's like, no, I didn't. Really? Then Schwartz is like, here's the thing. Raquel and I don't really have a thing. And James goes, stop saying you don't have a thing. It's kind of offensive. So Schwartz basically tells him that the only reason he did it is because Katie forbade him from doing it. And it felt kind of like, you know, sticking it to the man. James goes, that's your excuse? Anyway, James is like, you're probably dead to Katie right now. And Schwartz goes, yeah, I know, but like, is it warranted? James, dude, that's my ex-fiance. And Schwartz is like, I know, but, and then he puts his hand on James's knee and James like pulls his knee away. Schwartz is like trying to get Allie to be on his side, you know. What do you think? And you know, it's funny, like for so long now, Schwartz has the same playbook, he does the same kind of thing. And it's just like now, once your eyes are open to it, you see it everywhere. And it's so obvious. His moves, his attempts to charm people, like it wasn't working with James. So let's try the pretty little girl next to him. She doesn't know me that well yet. Let me get her on my side about this. And in James's confessional, he's like, I hope everyone can see how calculated Schwartz is. I think we're starting to, James. So anyway, James is like, you don't need to get my current girlfriend to back you up, Schwartz. And Schwartz is like, oh, come on. Don't be like that. I was just being facetious. So then James goes, you're facetious. And your big words. And then they both kind of laugh. So I don't know if they're okay or not. I mean, look, they all do this kind of thing. This is Vanderpump Rules. I mean, the whole difference between Vanderpump Rules and the Housewives was that these were 20-somethings and, they were all dating each other and it was all crazy. Everyone's cheating on each other. And it was just kind of, this was sort of the premise of the show almost. They were just crazy. But here's the issue. The show's been on the air for 10 seasons now. They're older. Schwartz is pushing 40. Katie's 36. I mean, it's not the same. They are now married. Some of them have children. The same playbook that you had 10 years ago. It's not cute anymore. And I feel like Schwartz hasn't grown any. All right, so next we are back home and we are at Villa Rosa again. Lisa has invited Greg to come over and have a little chat about Schwartz and Sandy's. Lisa says she was surprised that he was so agreeable to come over because she thought maybe he'd be like, oh, Vanderpump, you're not part of this. Just deal with your own restaurants. But no, he agreed to come over. And Lisa starts off by saying, so are you ready to open on the 31st? And Greg said, no. Lisa, what are you talking about? I'm sorry, what is he talking about? This is some grade A acting skills here, Lisa, because you and Ken were just laughing about the fact that there's no way they're going to be ready to open by the 31st, that they still have weeks worth of work to do. And now you're pretending to be shocked that Greg said they're not going to be ready to open. Greg's like, we're still working on the menu. I asked them for a bar menu. There's not been any bar menu yet. I mean, they've come up with cocktails, but I haven't seen a menu yet. Greg said that his role was to be like a mentor and guide them in this endeavor of opening a bar, restaurant, whatever. And according to Greg, they haven't listened to a single thing I've told them. So Lisa says, how about this? I will talk to the Toms and I will get them ready if you promise to open by the 31st. And Greg said, I can't make that promise. Yeah. All right, so back to Cancun. Tom Schwartz goes to Tom Sandoval's room and he's like trying to wake him up and he's all tired and hungover and stuff. So they're just chatting. Schwartz is like, so what happened last night? Sandoval's like, I don't know. And Schwartz goes, oh, I had a dream that like I got really drunk and I made out with Raquel. But that didn't happen, did it? And Sandoval's like, I don't know. You tell me. Did that happen? I don't know. This scene is like irritating me. Sorry. It just is. I'm really kind of down on the Toms right now. We cut to Scheana's room and Lala comes over and they have a little chat. Scheana's like exhausted because they were up so late the night before and then she got up early to do that spa thing. Lala's like, well, you need to get a good night's sleep tonight. And she goes, yeah, I will. Like tonight their dinner is at 5:30 and then I guess they're calling it a night early. She said, are you going to be at the dinner tonight? And Lala said, no, I'm going off property tonight for dinner. So Scheana's, of course, not happy, and Lala explains to her that her life is intense right now and that she needs to be around women who support women. And Raquel is not that. Raquel reminds her of these women that would like be with Rand, even though they know he was, having a baby with Lala. Scheana's like, I don't think so. I don't think Raquel would do that. I bet you didn't think she would take a restraining order out on you either, but, here we are. So, basically Scheana wants Lala and everybody else, all the rest of the people that are there for her wedding, to make their entire time in Mexico all about Scheana. Which, look, I don't like a bridezilla either, but what I understand about this is that, she really made everything nice and special. Even this like spa thing in the morning, booking the thing where they make their own like sea salt scrubs and stuff like that. And that whole thing, all the people that just didn't show up because they were hungover, Lala wasn't there. I'm feeling a little bit for Scheana because I do think she kind of went out of her way to make everything special and fun. I mean, that big party that was, outside with the music and everything, that was super elaborate and fun. And I don't know, I think she went out of her way to make the whole weekend special and fun for all of her guests. And yes, the fact that a lot of them aren't participating in everything is kind of hurting her feelings. So in that regard, I kind of understand Scheana's side of it. What Lala says is that the wedding is all consuming for Scheana, but not everybody else. That everyone's going to be there for the wedding and the reception, and we're all going to be there supporting you, and that day is going to be all about you because you will be the bride. But all the events, every single thing leading up to it, maybe not so much. And that Lala basically kind of felt like she needed to do certain things for her own mental health. I don't know if that's true or what, but in any case, her every waking moment in Mexico is not going to be about Scheana, and there isn't really much Scheana can do about it. Now we check back in with the Toms, and Lisa Vanderpump has FaceTimed them. And she said, I talked with Greg, and he said there's no way you're going to be opening on the 31st. He said you need a menu. He needs a drink menu. Sandoval's like, we gave him that. And she said, when? And he said 3 days ago. So I don't know if that's true, if Greg didn't get it, if Greg's, I don't know. I don't know what the truth is, but Sandoval in his confessional is not very happy about this because he said part of the reason we did this without Lisa is because we wanted to be the ones making decisions and we wanted more control. And here Lisa's kind of stepping in and talking to Greg. I don't know. He doesn't love it. I kind of think they could use her help, but I don't know. Okay, so it's 5:30 and dinner that night is at this like hibachi grill kind of little restaurant on the resort. And it's just Scheana and Brock, Ariana and Tom, Raquel, Schwartz, James and Allie. Or at least it looks that way. Maybe there are other guests at other tables. I don't know. But Scheana has Raquel and Schwartz sitting next to each other. Actually, Raquel is between Schwartz and Sandoval. And meanwhile, the fun bunch is having non-alcoholic drinks before they go off the property to have dinner somewhere. Well, not Katie. Katie's having wine. But Lala sober. Christina Kelly is pregnant. Happy birthday, Christina Kelly. So anyway, James is sitting on the other side of Schwartz, and he says to Raquel, so you made out with Peter, Tom, Schwartz. He says Tom Schwartz, but I think he means Tom Schwartz, not Sandoval and Schwartz. He doesn't know about that yet. So he goes, who else in our friend group? And Raquel says, I'm just trying to live a little. So as per usual, James goes overboard with how in love he is with Allie, and thank God they're not together anymore because he never would have found the absolute love of my life, Allie. And that's Allie's cue to go say goodbye to the fun bunch. Yeah, she knows that they're having, well, this was weird. She did say she was going to say goodbye to them before they left to go to the restaurant off property. Anyway, she goes to sit with them. In her confessional, she said she just wants to be away from the Raquel drama. And I don't blame her. James acts like an idiot around Raquel. Anyway, the next thing you know, the hibachi dinner is over. And James has now brought a plate of food to the fun bunch to give Allie, oh, you didn't eat your dinner. And I guess the others are going to have a quick rehearsal and then call it a night. And when they see Sandoval at the bar near them, the fun bunch decides it's time to go to the restaurant. But not before Schwartz sees Katie and calls out to her, Katie, Katie, Katie. But Lala intercepts, tells him to just go. This isn't the time. They're leaving. And then he turns around and goes. And then Lala tells Katie, he looks like a sweaty pig right now. And you look snatched. Okay, so this is what I meant by weird. Allie and James go to the off-property restaurant with the fun bunch. So it's 2 dinners tonight for James. Better be careful, fat man. James says that the hibachi dinner was like a quadruple date. And Katie goes, oh, Schwartz and Raquel are dating now? James, I'm pretty sure Raquel has the hots for him. Katie, I want to light them both on fucking fire. Happy birthday, Christina Kelly. Having fun yet? Meanwhile, the wedding girls are just chilling in Scheana's room, and she casually announces that she's been wearing her wedding ring already because, wait for it, she and Brock are married. Yeah, apparently Brock his visa was expiring and she wanted him to get his green card or something. I don't know. Anyway, one of the girls said, for how long ago? And Scheana said, this week is our 1-year anniversary. So yeah, she managed to keep that secret for a year, which I find kind of hard to believe. And Brock comes back to the room and the girls decide to go back to their rooms. But before they do, Raquel has a last minute switch of she would like to go back to walking down the aisle with Joey instead of Schwartz. Yeah, so apparently it's because Schwartz walks like an idiot. He was doing that like step, pause, step, pause, step, pause. And Raquel, being a pageant girl, walking is very important to her. I always wonder, like, if this is a real thing or not. Like, was Scheana ever going to mix it up and have her and Schwartz walk together? I don't know. It just seems stupid. All right, guys, it is wedding day. It is all happening again. Scheana is comparing to like how good she feels right now to how bad and stressed out she felt the first time when she was marrying Shay. She just thought that's how all brides were supposed to feel, but now she understands, no, it's okay. If things go wrong, who cares? It's not about the wedding day. It's about the marriage. And, you know, it's way different this time. I'm very happy for her, really. But also, it's probably because she's older this time, too. You know, you let some of the petty stuff go when you're older. All right, everyone's getting ready. The guests are seated. It's taking place out in like the common area where the swimming pools are. Chairs are lined up. Lala has saved seats for James and Allie. So glad Scheana was able to push another chair together for her. God. It's so crazy how this whole time Allie could have gone to every event and Scheana probably wouldn't have even noticed. She could have taken Lala's place at a lot of these things. Meanwhile, the fun bunch is in their room. Katie is just, relishing the fact that it's a very hot day and everyone's going to be uncomfortable. So that's sweet. And I guess they have a great view from their balcony. Wait, is that Raquel and Schwartz? I thought she wasn't going to walk with him. Oh. Is that Joey? Otherwise known as Schwartz 2.0, the newer, faster, better-looking version? I think it is. Wow, they really do look alike from a distance. Anyway, Christina Kelly asks Katie if she wants her to, go out on the balcony and kind of scope it out a little. And Katie's like, well, if you want to. It's your day, birthday girl. Whatever you want. All right. So yeah, it was Joey and Raquel walking together. Summer Moon is an adorable flower girl. Scheana and her dad are walking down the aisle. It's like they've put this ramp over the length of the pool and they're walking along that. It really is beautiful, I have to say. It's also pretty. It even melts the hearts of the fun bunch as they watch from their balcony. Katie's like, it's beautiful. It makes me want to cry. Aww. Happy birthday, Christina Kelly. Okay, so the ceremony was wonderful, and the guests are kind of milling around, having cocktails. Katie and Christina Kelly have an hour to get ready before their dinner reservations. And Christina Kelly says, I only have one option left for what to wear tonight, but you're going to laugh. Okay, side note, I doubt it's funny enough to make Katie laugh. That's going to be my guess right now. Okay, so she pulls it out and it's a white dress. Katie, that's all you have left to wear? Christina Kelly nods. Katie, well, you'll match Scheana. I hate to say it, but I was right. Did not get a laugh. Happy birthday, Christina Kelly. Okay, now Schwartz shares his rage texts from Katie. It's basically just a lot of I hate yous in various ways. Lowercase, uppercase, several exclamation points. There's just a lot of ways to say I hate you, and Katie has chosen all of them. So he is chatting with Raquel, and he tells her about that. And Raquel is basically like, we're not a couple. Also, sorry about the last minute switch again, about who walks her down the aisle. And he's like, oh, yeah, that's fine. He doesn't care. Raquel, he couldn't care less who he walked down the aisle with. And while Raquel pretends that she thought there would be more between her and Schwartz, Schwartz thinks that he might like to meet up with Katie. Why, Schwartz? Is it Stockholm Syndrome? I don't understand. You felt so good sticking it to the man last night by making out with Raquel, and now you want to grovel for the man's forgiveness? Why? What's the point? What are you getting out of this? Is it just like a challenge for him now to try to get Katie to break down and forgive him? I don't know. Oh, okay. So Scheana and Brock have like a whole dirty dancing routine worked out here. And they're cute. Now they've got Summer Moon they're dancing with. I feel like they actually are a good match. I don't know much about Brock, so you can let me know what a scumbag he is in the comments. But I do think he loves her, and they seem pretty good together. Okay, now we cut to this Asian restaurant. I think it's there on the property. And Christina Kelly and Katie are checking their phones to see if Lala has texted them, which feels very sad to me. Spoiler alert, she has not. And Katie's like, that's fine. Hopefully that means she's having a good time at the reception. She should be. Katie's like, it's our last night. Are you sad? Why would she be sad? This whole trip was sad for her. I'm sure she's like dying to get home to whoever got her pregnant. Christina Kelly's like, I'll miss waking up with you and getting room service and coffee in bed, but she misses home too. Then she says to Katie, if you knew how this trip was going to go, would you still have come? And without skipping a beat, Katie says no. Happy birthday, Christina Kelly. No, I get it. I don't think she understood how miserable she would be with all the fun in her face like that. Oh my God, here comes Schwartz. Dude, what is wrong with you? Is it like a sadomasochistic thing? Does he get off on being berated? And I don't know. I want there to be an explanation for Schwartz, but I just don't know. He's like, hi. Christina Kelly goes, how did you know where we were? Schwartz, I was creeping around a little bit. I just took a little break. I didn't mean to interrupt. Katie goes, aren't you at a wedding? Schwartz, yeah, I'll go back in a sec. I just didn't want there to be any awkwardness or tension between us. And you thought this was going to help that? How is this making it better? Katie goes, oh, we're way past that. Schwartz, how far past? Katie, the point of no return. And then Schwartz is like, we've been divorced for 7 months. What does it matter who I'm with or who I kiss or whatever? And Christina Kelly goes, you know why it matters. Katie, Tom, we've had this conversation. And you promised you wouldn't do that. You said you would never do that, and then you did it in the most public, humiliating way. I'm done with you disrespecting me. Schwartz is now trying to say he was caught up in a drunken moment or something. I don't know. I guess he didn't want to tell her he was sticking it to the man. Katie tells him they no longer have a friendship, and she finally tells him to just get out of her face. I think you're pathetic, I think you're a drunk, and I think you're a loser. Schwartz, this doesn't affect me at all, because I don't give a fuck anymore. Then why are you there, dude? He's like, I love you, but this doesn't hurt me because I'm disconnected from you. So he leaves, we get more scenes from the reception, and Raquel sits down and says hello to Lala. Raquel, I just wanted to say that I feel bad about my comment that I made to you at the pool party. Lala goes, yeah, I'm confused because I thought we were okay in Vegas. We had that moment in the car. Raquel, I'm confused as to why you guys were honing in on me so much. I don't know what she meant by that, but Lala said, well, nobody was judging you. Then we get a montage of all the times that they were judging her. Because, come on, Lala. Then Raquel tells her that she and the fun bunch need to get a hobby. Yeah, them's fighting words, Raquel. So now Lala goes off on her and tells her what she did to Katie was dirty and disgusting. Oh, just wait, Lala. Just you wait. Okay. What Raquel says next, you guys are not going to believe. But I swear this is what she says. I can take accountability for making out with Schwartz, but there are probably a million other things that I could have done that would be, she stumbles like that. She was going to say that would be a lot worse than that. Oh my God, Raquel. You should have just said, you think my little kiss with Schwartz was bad. I'm actually having an affair with Tom Sandoval. I mean, yeah, there are things I could do that are a lot worse. Okay. So she's happy to take responsibility for her little makeout with Schwartz. Jesus. Anyway, Lala, the psychic, actually says, I think your self-worth comes from the approval of a man. And I think you have a mental breakdown coming. I think you're going to need some love. I think you're going to need some support.
Okay, future editing Jill here. I already thought that Lala was a psychic, but this article came out the day after I filmed this video. So I'm just going to let this sit right here.
Yeah. And Raquel goes, I always need love and support, and I appreciate the people that give it to me. And Lala's like, no, you appreciate the people that bob their head and tell you everything's just fine. Raquel goes, that's not true. And Lala's like, all right, you have a good night. And she walks away from her. And then we check in with the fun bunch. They are at the bar now. Katie is thinking about getting wine drunk tonight, which is different than Tequila Katie. I guess it has the same results, but it takes longer to get there, maybe, or it lasts longer. I didn't really understand the definition. But she tells Christina Kelly that she noticed that Scheana and Brock have used the same officiant at their wedding that Scheana used to her wedding with Shay. And then we see a side-by-side, and that does look like the same guy. Side note, how pathetic is it that Katie is doing this deep dive on Scheana's first wedding? Ugh. That tells me that Katie is having a miserable time there. I mean, I already knew it, but how bad would it be that this wedding that you refused to go to, you're now like Googling Scheana's wedding from I don't know how many years ago? Jesus. Anyway, it does appear to be the same guy. I don't know why. Right? It doesn't have to be a creepy reason. Maybe it's a friend or, a family friend or someone that she knows personally. I don't know. So now it is revealed that Katie has been dating someone who actually has emotional intelligence, unlike Schwartz, I guess. And according to Katie, she has slept with only 2 guys since Schwartz. And this guy, Katie says, is an ongoing casual thing. He's 25. She's 36. I don't care about the ages other than the fact that he's a 25-year-old guy. And I just feel like Katie needs someone very mature. And maybe this guy is. And I say this guy knowing full well it's Tiny Tim. I think we're going to see him next week. I'm not sure why she's with a 25-year-old. Maybe she really does miss Schwartz. Anyway, in her confessional, she's like, I'm not old enough to be a cougar, so I guess I'm a puma. Why don't they give men those titles? I don't know, but you don't have to give yourself that title. Anyway, now she feels no obligation to keep him from the friend group. Now that Schwartz is gone and done what he did with Raquel, she's like, I can bring him around my friends and I don't have to feel guilty about it or concern myself with Schwartz's feelings at all. And that is where this episode ended. Yeah. Next week, Tiny Tim with the very big pants. Small boy, big pants. I can't wait. All right. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, this is a stupid long video. Whatever. It is what it is. Hey, a lot was happening. It's all happening, you guys. And I had to share it all with you along with my feelings. So here we are. All right, that's it for me. If you liked this recap, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please consider doing so. And please click on the bell icon to be notified every time I post something new on my channel. I'm also an Amazon affiliate. If you are an Amazon shopper, please go through one of my links in the description box below, and I will get a small credit for any qualifying purchases that you happen to make. And that is it from me. As always, I love you guys, and I will see you next week. Bye.